And here it is. Here we go. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to mow. Here it is. Here we go. Here I am. Here I go. I hope you're there. The session starts and you are required to be here. So be here now. One man went to mow. The eagle has landed.
Another Savior. Holy, 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 holy. Adimebujuku. Another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, 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 holy. Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your madika, yabika kokwa namno wow. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. Mwanemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior. Sing along, holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting moving right and getting moving fast now. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, holy, getting moving right and moving faster. Never freedom. Is another Savior. Never freedom. Holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior.
Another Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your madika, yabika kokwa namno wow. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo.
And there it is right there, the Holy Holy song from the East. So the Holy Holy song from the East. So let's just get straight into it. Just straight into the readouts. So holy, as guys, I bring you this. Breaking news, federal government revokes licenses, shut down AIT, Silverbird, others. So quite what simply there, let's find out. The National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, on Friday cancelled the broadcast licenses of Africa Independent Television, AIT, Ray Power FM, Silverbird Television, and Rhythm FM, amongst other media houses. Correspondents learned that authorities took this action due to the failure of the 52 media houses to renew their broadcast licenses. Malam Balarabe Shehu, the Director General DG of NBC, also directed its state offices to work with security operatives to ensure that stations are shut down within the next 24 hours. Other affected stations include Greetings FM, Greetings Media, TAO FM, OVD Communications, Zuma FM, Crover FM, WEFM, and on it goes. So it gives you a list of radio stations and television stations that are being shut down. But the headlining news, of course, Raymond Dokpesi and Ben Bruce, they've both been shut down by the Aboki from Daura. So there it is. Let's take it under another headline, see if we add more flesh. NBC revokes Silverbird, AIT, Ray Power, Rhythm FM, other licenses. The National Broadcasting Commission on Friday said it has revoked the broadcast licenses of Silverbird TV, AIT, Ray Power FM, and Rhythm FM, amongst others. The Director General of the NBC, Malam Balarabe Shehu, who made the disclosure in a statement on Friday, said the development followed the failure of the media houses to renew their broadcast licenses. He also directed its state offices to liaise with security agencies to ensure shutdown of the operation of stations within the next 24 hours. According to the statement, the broadcast regulator had published list of stations yet to renew their licenses 3 months ago. The commission said, despite the publication, some licensees are yet to pay their outstanding debt in contravention of the National Broadcasting Commission Act, laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 2004, particularly Section 10A of the third schedule of the Act. Therefore, after due consideration, NBC hereby announces the revocation of the licenses of the stations and give them 24 hours to shut down their operations. Our offices nationwide are hereby directed to collaborate with security agencies to ensure immediate compliance. So there it is right there, and there it is right there. So curiously and peculiarly, all stations being shut down are stations not favorable towards the Buhari narrative. Raymond Dokpesi, of course, being a PDP man, Ben Bruce being a critic of the Buhari administration, and there it is right there. So there it is right there on some spurious licensing cover. They are shutting down the press. Nigeria. So this one now, this is a story that made the headline a couple of days ago, and this is the rebuttal right now. Niger Republic denies receiving 1.2 billion naira worth of vehicles from Buhari government. So oftentimes we have said severally on this platform that this is just the mechanism that they are using to loot within the Nigerian space. So these people, they just make an announcement that we are going to do X, and then they will take the money that they are telling you they are going to use for that, and that is the end of that process. Nothing gets done. Nobody gets commissioned to do any work. They just literally say, we have this idea, this is the budget for it, and they steal the money and shut that space down. We saw it with the Agric department, just looting 17 billion naira, nearly 17.8 billion naira, saying they are cutting grass. But the grass in the local government areas that they are saying they've used the money to cut, all of the representatives of those areas says that they've not seen any activity around there. So they just make the announcement, and they steal the money. So this seems to be the going on, and this seems to be what has gone on with this Niger Republic narrative as well. So they tell us that they are gifting Niger Republic vehicles, they steal the money, and it ends there. So so uh so that seems to be how the system works within the Nigerian space. So let's get into the details of it. Niger Republic denies receiving 1.2 billion naira worth of vehicles from Buhari government. The government of Niger Republic under President Mohamed Bazoum has denied receiving 1.2 billion naira worth of vehicles from President Mohamed Buhari's regime in Nigeria, contradicting a statement by Nigeria's finance minister, Zainab Ahmed. Correspondents earlier reported Ms. Ahmed confirmed that Buhari's administration transferred 1.2 billion naira to the Niger Republic on the 3rd of August. The Nigerian government had claimed this was out of good neighboring relations, despite the fact that Nigerian troops are grappling with poor equipment in protecting Nigerians from terrorist and bandit attacks. The minister had argued that though Nigerians had the right to question the rationale for such donation, Buhari, who approved the purchase, also had the right to make his own assessment of situations and act accordingly. But the Nigerian Minister of Defense, Al-Kazum Indatau, in a rebuttal to the Buhari government's claim, revealed that the Maradi region received Hilux vans from Governor Bello Matawalle of Zamfara State and not from the Buhari regime. The state of Zamfara has given 5 vehicles to the Maradi region, 4 of which have already been received. It is not the federal government, as the Minister of Finance of Nigeria, Zainab Ahmed, declared, said a translation of the French statement of a top Nigerian official familiar with the matter. The populations of Zamfara, who are on the border with Niger, also called more on the Nigerian soldiers who respond to the minutes. Sorry, it's how this thing is reading. The population of Zamfara, who are on the border of Niger, call more on the Nigerian soldiers who respond to the minute than even those of their own country. And Matawale's decision to gift the neighboring country Hilux vehicles may have been influenced by Nigerian soldiers' prompt response to Zamfara's residents' distress calls. The Buhari administration claimed in February that it had contacted Kwara Motors Nigeria Limited with Fidelity Bank account, blah, 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 to purchase 10 Toyota Land Cruiser vehicles for the Niger Republic for 1.2 billion. The Nigerian government's disclaimer of Buhari government's intervention package could strain bilateral relations and exacerbate the controversy surrounding the matter. So there it is right there, and there it is right there. So they said they had purchased it since February. So that is to tell you that they have already taken the money. So they've taken the money, gifted this to this northern business entity, whatever it is, with the Fidelity Bank account. So they've cleared that money out. Of course, not purchased anything for Niger Republic, but they've shared that money out. So that's probably some payoff for some cousin that has been troubling somebody that you are in government, you are not sorting me out. So that's the sorting out of a minor member of some satellite family in the north. And that is how they do it. They just make this announcement. It's the similar thing when the finance minister still turned up at the Senate to tell them that 64 million liters of petrol were being consumed by Nigerians daily, which is almost 10 times as much as being consumed by Germany. And they just say these things, and then they take the money off the back of that, and that is the end of it. So this is the crude and crass sort of governance that we're having under the Malam Buhari administration. Back to fiefdom, back to fealty, back to hegemony, back to patriarchy. So all those, it's a warlord system, isn't it, really, that we're running in Nigeria, a warlord system. a warlord system, 243 Nigerian soldiers tender resignation letter to Chief of Army Staff, Yahaya, over corruption, low morale, others. So a copy of the letter is actually on the piece. So now let's now see what the body of the letter says. No fewer than 243 soldiers in the Northeast and other theaters of operation have applied to the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, for voluntary retirement. The action comes amidst worsening security challenges the military is currently combating in most parts of the country. The soldiers, drawn from various formations of the army across the country, are all junior cadre who are mostly fighting against terrorists and insurgents. The Chief of Army Staff has since approved their formal disengagement. The list of the exiting soldiers did not distinguish between those embarking on voluntary retirement and those leaving the army on medical grounds. However, none of them had neither attained retirement age nor the mandatory years of service. Some of the affected soldiers who spoke to correspondents cited loss of interest, intimidation by seniors, corruption in the army, and low morale as their reasons for resignation. The soldiers, in a letter to the army chief under reference number blah blah, quoted harmonized terms and conditions. Pardon me. The soldiers, in a letter to the army chief under reference number blah blah blah, quoted the harmonized terms and conditions of service, soldiers' ratings, and airmen 2017. The approval of their voluntary disengagement dated August the 15th was signed by Colonel S.S. Ahmed and exclusively obtained by correspondence on Thursday. Writing on behalf of Yahaya in the document, Colonel Ahmed said, in compliance with the provisions of Reference A, the Chief of Army Staff vid Reference B has approved the voluntary and medical discharge of the above named WO and 242 others as listed as Annex A. The soldiers are to proceed on terminal leave, WEF 15, January the 23rd, while their disengagement date takes effect from the 15th of February 23, in accordance with the Nigerian Army Administrative Policy and Procedures, number 27, paragraph 3 and 4. Accordingly, I am directed to request formations and units to release all affected soldiers to report at the headquarters garrison with their unit service documents for documentation. All forms of military-controlled equipment, arms, ammunition, and other items of combat kits are recovered from the soldiers prior to their disengagement date and certified that they are properly dekitted. Please acknowledge there have been allegations of corruption in the Nigerian army, which some of the soldiers have blamed on the issue. Soldiers overstaying in the Northeast. According to some soldiers, the army is the epitome of deep-seated corruption. They noted that the corruption is affecting the prosecution of the anti-corruption, of the anti-terrorism war in the Northeast. Recently, army personnel deployed for counter-insurgency operation in Borno State lamented that those who were to relieve them 3 months after they were asked to leave the battlefield had yet to resume. The soldiers complained that they were being forced to confront Boko Haram militants, adding that their low morale and lack of willingness to continue to fight made it possible for terrorists to dislodge some military camps recently. They complained of abandonment and accused the military authority of keeping them on the war front beyond their approved period of stay. So there it is right there. An under-secured country losing security personnel. Rescue coming from the Americans. Rescue coming from the Americans. So rescue coming from the Americans. U.S. Coast Guard cutter Mohawk U.S. Coast Guard Cutter Mohawk arrives in Lagos. So it looks as though the Americans are sending reinforcement. The United States Coast Guard Cutter Mohawk has berthed at the Nigerian Navy dockyard, Lagos. Mohawk officers will meet with Nigerian Navy leadership at the Western Navy Command headquarters in Apapa and host ship tours for government and military officials. The ship will conduct 2 days of deep sea engagement with the Nigerian Navy to promote maritime security cooperation. Consul General Will Stevens said the arrival buttresses America's commitment supporting Nigeria in its effort to secure territorial waters and the greater Gulf of Guinea. Cooperation and the ability to operate together in the maritime domain are necessary to enhance Nigeria's capacity to counter piracy, oil bunkering, illegal fishing, and other sea-based illicit activities, Stevens, Mohawk's commanding officer Andrew Pate, and Rear Admiral Yakubu Wambia, a Western Naval Commander, discussed the U.S. and Nigeria's shared commitment to a safe Gulf of Guinea. Um, Nigeria, a participant, rather, not a participant, but a participant. Nigeria, a participant in Urban Games Express, the largest multinational maritime security exercise in West Africa, will host the next iteration in January 2023. The annual exercise encourages countries to work together to address transnational maritime challenges. So there it is right there. The Americans sending the troops because, of course, they have to defend their own interest. And of course, that interest being defended. So here is a story that has been lingering and has not been fully shut down because it might well have some veracity. So the more they protest, the more likely it seems to be the case. Kwakwanso opens up on fronting for Tinubu. So we've always been of the suspicion that Kwakwanso very soon will cascade its structures into another person's, and most likely that person Tinubu. Abdul Mumin Jibrin, the campaign spokesperson of Rabiu Kwakwanso, the new Nigeria People's Party NMPP presidential flag bearer for the 2023 election, has quashed insinuation that his principal is fronting for Bola Tinubu, his counterpart in the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC. Correspondents report that according to Jibrin, Kwakwanso, a former governor of Kano State, has his sights set firmly on winning the 2023 presidential election and will never step down for anyone or walk secretly for any presidential candidate. I have heard that rumors everywhere, but I think it is part of the political game by the opposition to demarket us, Jibrin said in an interview on Channels Television's Politics Today on Thursday night, monitored by correspondents. Let me say authoritatively that Kwakwanso is not working for anyone, and we want to tell our followers to disregard such information flying around. We are not stepping down for anybody. We are in this election to win, and we are going full stretch. So they are going full stretch, but the protestation even adds more to the conspiracy that these people are indeed going to step down, because there's all the indication that they will step down. So I'm not quite sure, but the more they protest, pardon me, the more they protest, the more likely the chances that they will be stepping down. So let me bring you this final readout, the plight of Nigerians. Let me just bring you it, and then you say where I'm going with it. Stranded Nigerians call on federal government for help over mass deportation in Dubai. So it looks as though Dubai now is fed up, because we were even saying it in commentaries yesterday, the waywardness of Nigerians, especially people of that Edo Delta ilk, that have taken their cultish behavior to Dubai, constituting a nuisance to the space, stabbing each other. We've seen clips of them going into an apartment with what they used to call UTC back in the day. These are butcher knives to slash and kill each other. We've seen clips of these same Edo type elements slashing at vehicles in Dubai, but behaviors and conducts that is entirely alien and foreign to that space. And now there's a ban on Nigerian male, especially from the age of 35 downwards, from traveling into Dubai, all of the antics of these Edo type elements. So after all of that, now they are now seeking to mass deport them, and that mass deportation now they are asking the Nigerian government. I'm sorry that I'm singling out the Edo people, but that characteristic is very peculiar to them. And when you look at the sort of the characters in play whenever you see that space, is usually a Guavon or Sage. It's usually some Osage type of person. So this sort of behavior unique and peculiar to those mobs. So let's go into it. Actually, hold on. Before we go into it, let me just do something quickly. Just give me one quick second. Let me play you a bit of music. I just need to let me play you a 2 minute, 1 minute music. I need to do something just to tidy up a space. Let me play you the Malam singing the Malam singing for Peter Obi.
Nigeria sai Peter Obi shi muke son mu Obi a Peter Obi. Nigeria sai Peter Obi, Chief International Peter Obi. Sai mu Peter Obi, hey Peter Obi shi muke son mu gashi Chief Peter Obi. Sakwato sun faɗa mana sai dai Peter Obi. Kanawa ma sun ce sai dai fa Peter Obi. Katsina sun ce mana sai dai fa Peter Obi. Mu muna son Peter, mu muna son Peter. Ba mu yin PDP, ba mu yin APC, ba mu yin mai shara, ba mu yin mai kwando kayan marmari ba masu sai fa Peter Obi. Sai dai fa Peter Obi. Duniya sun sani to sosai, duniya ma Peter Obi. Niger sun faɗa sun ce sai Peter Obi. Bayan nan ma mun tashi Abuja ma kawai sun ce sai dai fa Peter Obi. Sakkwato sun faɗa sosai sai fa Peter Obi. Na gode Peter Obi, ga name ga suna na Peter.
Okay, so there it is. Let's get back to it. So the final read out. Stranded Nigerians call on federal government for help over mass deportation in Dubai. So here it is. Following the mass deportation embarked upon by the Dubai authorities, some stranded Nigerians have called on the federal government to come to their rescue. Correspondents report that several videos shared online captured thousands of people sitting in and around areas with their bags and luggage and could be heard groaning over their current situation. A lady who spoke in one of the videos expressed displeasure that Nigerians are not being represented in the process. Narrating their ordeal, the lady questioned if there is a functional embassy or active ambassador in the country. According to her, some of the people who registered for mass deportation exercise with a valid passport were granted a pass by Dubai authorities, but they are still waiting for flights that will convey them back to Nigeria. She added that those without valid passports are waiting for temporary pass from the embassy, which seems not to be working. Let's see. All right. Let me just let me capture this space. All right. So let me capture that piece. So I'll bring you actually. I'll let you hear the words from the girl herself. So I think I've been able to capture. Just give me one quick second. So you hear from the girl herself expressing the plight of the Nigerian person. I did do a monologue on Edo people, but it looks as though this girl might well be a northerner. But let's hear from her expressing her concerns about the plight of our Nigerians in Dubai. So I'm just waiting for it to upload. That's why I'm just talking slowly. I want to let me actually bring on the panelists as we do that. We have Brownberry, we have War Peace, and we of course the mighty one, Ajanle Koko. So gentlemen, listen to this girl.
Nigerians in diaspora, especially those in the UAE, do we still have embassy in this country? Do we still have ambassador in this country? Because I don't understand what is happening. When there are issues that are very important that our embassy or our ambassador needs to show face, needs to react, we know they see their reaction, we know they see their face, where they supposed to show body, they know they. The man still there alive, but we know. Right now, as they talk to una, are they vexed because people where don't go for this mass deportation where they happen, those of them where they are away camp right now, people will get their passport for hand. Immigration don't give them pass. Now they wait for when flights go come, make them move. But for those of them where no get passport, they are waiting for embassy to go and give them temporary permit to exit. Where is embassy? Even to go show face for them. They know say yes, their people they know about the situation. They know the only country where don't go show face for their people now only.
So there it is right there, the plight of the Nigerian person. So let's go straight to it and let's kick it off with Brownberry. So Brownberry, there it is right there. The Nigerian person, of course, being vested upon, as seems to be the culture everywhere they go. So what are you then making of this mass deportation in Dubai and as it is being expressed by the girl? Good to see you, Brownberry.
Good morning, everyone. I mean, for me, they should all be returned home. I don't even think that if I want to say something now that they should all come home because there's nothing going on in Dubai. If you don't have your business that you are doing there, if you don't have a business that you set up, or if you are not in the tech, sector, there's really nothing going on in Dubai. Dubai is just a place where you go and have fun and come back home and do shopping if you have the money, But I don't know why Nigerian youths are running to Dubai. When they get there, they get stuck there. Nothing is going on. No job. Now they start doing some dubious job to tarnish the image of the country. They should all be sent back home and let's see what they've been up to back there. I mean, I don't feel sorry for them.
Did you see that clip of Nigerian cultists going into an apartment with knives and machetes to go and slash up people? Did you see the clip?
The one I saw was the one that happened in the garage, like
the one that they were smashing vehicles.
Yeah. Those were our people from the east. But I don't know.
Are they from the east or from the south?
No,
because that's a do-like behavior.
No. The language, you can hear their language. The ones that were slashing tires and yeah. So I mean, Dubai. I mean, this is still the failure of leadership because Nigerians just want to go, and once they hear anywhere China, you see Nigerians in China. You see them in if they're in China, they are going to school. Is okay. Okay, you see them in India. I mean, what are Nigerians in Turkey? What are you doing there?
Have you been seeing the images coming out of India? The way they parade Nigerians like trophy. Have you been seeing those images?
I've seen it. I just saw one today. I mean, I didn't feel sorry for the guy because he was there selling. Those things. They sell. I don't know what's wrong with people.
Yeah, but how true are those stories? Because I'm not sure that these people are not just being roped up.
No, the one I saw today was true. I think it just happened not too long. It was caught, and they saw those things in his car. I mean, it was, it was embarrassing and shameful. I don't know.
Why are we the way we are, Brownberry? Because Dubai is a civilized space, is a virtually crime-free space, and all the criminalities that you are hearing from that space largely to do with Nigeria. I know there are some blue-collar crimes going on, but all those the first instance that I've heard of people trying to smash into, I don't know if you've been to Dubai, but they have a strip that they call the gold souk. All these Nigerian elements, they were trying to smash through the windows in a gold souk to grab gold. Where will you run to? I mean,
No, nowhere. Let me just tell you the exodus of the genesis of Nigerians criminality and cultism really started from year 1999. After immediately this new democracy, because back in the days we used to hear cultism just in school, in university. But after then, once we started having these criminals as politicians, we started having cultists everywhere, criminals everywhere, and as we speak, it's increasing. There was an interview I was listening to, or wasn't on Right recently, that the cultists in Lagos alone, there are more than a million youths. I mean, not if you go to Edo State, everywhere in the south, it's a pandemic. That's another pandemic that
is it an offshoot of political thuggery? So all
yes.
these thugs that they use for politics, when the campaign season is over, because we saw that in Ofar, when the people that went to shoot up a bank and killed a lot of people, they claimed they were political thugs to Bukola
correct.
to Saraki. So
Correct.
is this an offshoot of
And as we speak, I can tell you that we have cultists in the government. There are some of them that are governors. There are some of them that are deputy governors. There are some of them that are House of a member, House of Rep. So, and they carry their people along. They carry these cultists. I mean, we have a huge trouble in our hands. Big one. And the government, and this thing boils down to leadership. Okay, we need to deal with it. As we are dealing with the terrorists, we also need to deal with ritualists. I mean, we have a lot, but we have to deal with them by moving people out of poverty. Because one of these things, even the pandemic, even the religious Israel is also a pandemic of its own, where people go and sit in the church for the whole day. On Sunday, you see people that are supposed to be working. Monday morning they are in church. So we have a lot of work to do, and we all have to we have to start doing it in our own capacity. Because
sometimes you wonder if
we are in trouble.
Sometimes you wonder if the country is beyond redemption. But let me move you quickly from there, Brownberry, and take you to the Raymond Dokpesi'S space. So it looks as though they've moved swiftly now to revoke licenses for some media outfits, television stations, radio stations, etc. They are going under the reasons that these people have not paid their license. So I consider it as spurious reasons, but Kulata is countering via super chats. It is not spurious, it is basic. Pay what you owe. But is it only the opposition media outlets? Thank you for the super chat, Kulata. Is it only the opposition media outlets that have not paid some penny fees sufficient enough for them to be shut down? Is this excessive move? Is this trying to weigh down and shut down free speech? Is this Buhari at it again?
Yeah, this is just waging war against the opposition, because how much is this licensing fee that they couldn't pay? How much is it? I don't think so. I mean, I don't know how much they should be. They are paying that they couldn't pay. If AIT or Reading or Silverbird couldn't pay, which means the money should be. I guess the money is just too much then. But I don't think so. But whatever it is, they've been on their tail for long. APC government, they've been on AIT's tail for so long.
They've been targeting Dokpesi for a long time.
Oh yeah, they even imprisoned him. And when he came out from there with COVID. Remember when they imprisoned him? He was in prison and he got COVID from prison. So they've been targeting him. I don't know. I mean, this is just crazy. Buhari and his people, I don't know what's wrong with them. I mean, this government, we've never seen anything like this in our life. I mean, I don't know if Nigeria, the world has not even seen anything like this. What is going on in Nigeria? I mean, Nigeria just
because with the revocation of the licenses of these media houses, that will caution other media houses that are still operational to tread carefully in their reportage regarding the administration, because they know they can go to the extreme and just close them down.
Yes. That's what they are doing. I mean, That's just what they are doing. But what AIT is going to do, they can continue to stream on YouTube and just be on YouTube, Facebook. They are not coming to shut Facebook, shut them down Facebook. I don't think they will do that. They can shut their site, but they can go to their house, to their homes, and be doing it from home.
Sorry, can I mean, Kulata is on. I would like to step in. I think we tend to jump into all these conspiracy theories. This is they're owing 2.66 billion naira that they should have renewed since 2015.
Collectively, you mean collectively?
Let me see. Is it collectively?
Or individually?
It's probably, I don't know if it's collectively or individually. You know the way we write our news, so I don't know, but I can't tell. But between Silverbird on itself, how much is Silverbird owing AMCON? They were on conservation. I mean, converse. English is failing me. Conservation. Fuck it. They were owing AMCON. Like these are deadbeat companies. And if it had been PDP or something, they would have overlooked these fees. We can't continue running the country without getting what is due to the government. America, I mean, if you sell if you sell a radio license, or if it's GSM or whatever, you're selling frequency spectrum that someone else can be paying for, and you're riding it for free. If everybody kind of like runs things for free, what kind of country are we running? We're not serious.
So is it just a coincidence? Sorry, Brownberry. Is it just a coincidence?
That what? That is only the opposition people. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at the list. It's not just Silver. It is AIT. Yes, same guy. Silverbird, Ben Bruce, Ray Power.
Sorry.
Bruce. I mean, Ray Power, Dokpesi. Redeem. Who owns Redeem FM? I don't even know who owns that one. But I know AIT and Ray Power. That is Dokpesi. Silverbird is Ben Bruce. I don't know who owns Redeem FM.
Wait, sorry. Hold on. All right. I think we're hearing ourselves back from you, Kulata. Yes, we are hearing ourselves back from you.
I just muted. I muted.
All right. Who are we hearing ourselves back from them? No. I saw you do that. I don't know. But sorry. There's no. Are we here? Am I hearing myself back from myself? I beg your pardon. But carry on. I'll try and sort it out from here. Yeah.
So, I mean, bottom line is we cannot, I don't know if it's coincidence, or I don't know if opposition people pay their own money on time. I mean, that can be, that is something that can be researched. But if they're guilty of not paying, they need to pay or get their license revoked. So we can't run a free, we can't be freeloading everything in the country.
If they are owing, they have to pay. They have to pay. No doubt about that. But I just want to ask, where did you get this full details? Because when I was looking,
Vanguard is on Vanguard. I just checked Vanguard. I'm looking at other. I need to know if that 2.66 billion is a collective fee, or is, I don't know that part. That's the part I'm trying to figure out.
Okay. You know, today, maybe before Sunday, we'll know. They are owing the government, they have to pay because it's not for free. If you have a you think you're just going to run your business without paying taxes, that's not going to happen.
Ray Power is critical of the government, of course. What's it called? Silverbird is critical of the government, of course. So why is it mainly that outlets that are critical of the government are the ones owing money?
Can I say something?
Go on now. Go on now. Yeah, go on. Go on next, row.
Yes. If you look at the scenario, the Nigerian economic space, it has not been vibrant for a while. I don't understand how radio stations make their money even, because who listens to radio stations these days where there's been the advent of internet? You know, everybody's on YouTube. People are more on YouTube than radio these days. And if you are even on radio, it's by chance if you are on a bus that's playing the radio, I don't see anybody using their phone to even listen to radio. So I don't see much income coming from that angle. That's number one. And number two, we're coming close to an election where people start aligning, radio stations start aligning to their interests. So it's a two-way thing here. It's either there's an economic crunch and the radio stations cannot just cope. 2 billion, you just said, I heard somebody say 2 billion. Who can pay 2 billion in this current?
No, I'm not hold on. I'm not sure that it is 2 billion that is owed by individual outlets. I think that might well be the collective owings by all of these
all of them.
Yeah, all of them.
Okay, but I have seen private stations.
I don't expect a license to be more than a nominal fee. It shouldn't be anything excessive.
No, it is expensive. Like, depending on the airwave, like how much. Well, we all know the GSM one. I mean, the GSM 3G 4G one. We know those are massively expensive in dollars. And this one too. This is frequency modulation FM. It won't be that expensive as the GSM and all, but it's still a tangible fee. And the Nation is reporting that it is Silverbird, MTV, and 49 other broadcasting stations. So this is not a selective shutdown. This is a collective one. They're going after all their debtors because they're shutting down over 50 of them based on the Nation. If you check the Nation.
No, yeah, I saw the list, but the headline shutdowns are opposition voices.
Mm-hmm. Well, my own
sensationalism now to make it sell because.
Go ahead. Let me leave.
I said it's sensationalist headline to make it sell because if they just mentioned the ones belonging to the opposition, but there are also 49 other ones that are not mentioned. So this information will be broken down and then we can decide. At this point, I think it's too early to make any judgment.
Is it just a coincidence then that the timing is at the throes of the elections where the media comes into play? Is this
No. Government is desperate for money. Our government is very, very desperate for money. I don't know if you're going to discuss this. Do you know that now the government has gone back to Tompolo to renew the oil?
I saw that.
Yeah.
I abandoned it.
Yeah, you abandoned it. Do you know? I sent you a story like 3 days ago about a ship that was caught in Guinea Republic carrying 3 million barrels of Nigerian crude. That there were some Indians, Sri Lankans, and some of these Asian countries, mostly India, Sri Lanka, and all these Southern Asia countries that they caught. So looks like
they
we
should have been shot and thrown into the sea, but
I don't clear now. I mean, the country is super broke, so now they're going after all the fees, all the leakages. They're trying to like make something. Our governors are putting a lot of pressure on the government. That's why you also see the governor fighting. What's the name of that Attorney General again? Is it Buratai? Malami fighting him against that $418 million that he wants to steal. So it's not by coincidence. Government is now trying to like put some efficiency in place. It may be too late because we're already screwed. Anyway, continue.
All right, but that's a reasoned enough counter. But I don't buy that. I see it more as stifling the press, weighing against opposition voices, and trying to cage free speech. That is how I see it. But how do you see it, Brownberry?
Yeah, I mean, Kulata has come to tell us what I may have not seen that. They said he found it from the Guardian. Because the paper I was reading earlier on they didn't give us full details. They said details will be given soon as that's what they wrote. But whatever it says right now, if anybody is owing, they should pay up because the government needs money. But the government too, they've been very, very, how would I call it? I mean, they've been spending money anyhow. Okay, they've been spending money recklessly. Even as we speak, they are still spending money recklessly. I was listening to Adeyemi today. This guy from Kogi State, Smart Adeyemi, speaking to some people. I mean, I don't know if it was a finance minister that brought budget there, and he's telling telling us how some ministers came and put.
We've lost you, Brownberry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can now.
Yeah, how some ministers put 40-something billions into their budget for mosquito net.
We've lost you again. All right, we've lost you. I suspect you are driving and you are dipping through areas that the reception might not be that great. But let's go on from you, Brownberry. We'll come back to you hopefully when you're in a better position so that we can hear you better. But let's go on from you to Ajanle Koko and have his commentary on that space. So Ajanle Koko, I'm seeing this as victimization. I'm seeing this as trying to stifle opposition. And we already know that they're trying to cage the media space. And I think this is a shot across the bows of the media space that toe the line or you starve. So this is how I see it. But how do you see it, Ajanle Koko? Buhari weighs down on Dokpesi.
Thank you, one man. And let me say good morning, afternoon, evening to our listeners around the world. Please use this time to click on the like button, share, and subscribe. One man, this is not the way to run a country. Any government that go after media houses or carried out a clamps down on them for simple reason that they are owing on annual subscription or something to the government.
Sorry, Ajanle Koko, it's not annual. This has been due since 2015. Since it's 7 years old.
Okay, well, that is what we heard from the government. I wish we can hear from the affected television and radio station to hear their side so that we can really reach a good judgment. But the way it is, as far as I'm concerned, they have the regulatory body that manages that space should have a way of negotiating with them. What is it? What happened since you said 2015, Kulata, right?
Yes, 2015.
Okay.
They've been owing since 2015.
Okay. What happened between 2015? Why did they allow them to go along for several years before this clamps down? What is the rule? What is the regulation says? Because when we have a regulatory body that compel them that on annual basis, this is what you ought to pay due to how do I say it? Due to the opportunity provided and the facility provided by the government for you to operate your business, and you don't pay on every year from 2015, that is a year long, 8 years. Government itself is at fault. What is the problem? Why not make it mandatory? If you don't pay in a year, this is in a particular year, this is the this is how do I say on a particular year that you fail to make your payment. This is I'm trying to use a word. I don't even know what to say. This is the
English has traveled today. English has
it
traveled.
has traveled, man. This is if you don't pay, this is the judgment, or I'm trying to use one particular. Yeah, this is the penalty, right there. Thank you, my brother. God bless you. This is the penalty for not making your payment at a particular year. So the government failed in the first place to allow them to continue to operate for 8 years long, and they don't pay their annual subscription or taxes. It's like when you are running a business and you are expected to file your tax on yearly basis, and you don't pay your tax, you don't file your tax. That's a penalty for it. So I think it will be better for us to hear from those people's side, and it will be better. And then after that, after hearing from their side, we'll be able to, reach the judgment that yes, maybe.
Is it not a curiosity, the timing of it? 6 months from the elections, houses that we know are critical to the government, they just happen to be the one that are owing on license fees.
And
draconian measures taken, and not even a penalty, not even a warning, not even a lawsuit. You'd expect them to go through the legal route, but they've just now taken out the guns and shut them down. It's just coincidence then that they happen to be opposition voices.
They're not opposition voices. The full list is on Pulse. I just posted the link. There are 33 stations from AIT to Zuma FM to Akure, something in Akure.
Yeah,
Classic
but those
FM.
ones don't matter now. The headline.
No, you guys are spinning. You're making it like an opposition thing. This is a rule of law thing. The best time to do something was yesterday. The next best time to enforce the law is today. They're enforcing the law because there's a part of the law, there's a legal. They quoted some National Broadcasting Commission Act, CAP N11, allows them to do this act, and is sorry that they've not been like making sure they were maintaining those licenses. But if they decide to enforce the law right now because they're cash strapped, I'm for it.
All right, but it's a bit excessive to me. But Adanle Koko, back to you.
Well, for the fact that they are doing it this time around, a call for questioning, particularly clamps down on opposition station. It can easily be interpreted by people that they are trying to silence voices of opposition, strong voices of opposition, strong media houses by the opposition against their, barbaric administration. And haven't done this will scare other stations from,
being critical of the government.
Session like we saw what they did to Channel. Channel was not owing. We saw what they did to Channel for inviting a former general, Admiral Adewumi, to their station just to speak of what he knows about factors that have contributed to the state of our insecurity in the country. We saw what they did. They clamped down on Channel. They were charged fine, maybe 5 million. Those guys were suspended for them days. And we want to say we are operating democracy. No, this is barbaric. So government can say one thing, but when you don't hear from those that they clamp down upon, we cannot really know the truth aspect of the situation. Maybe even the regulation allow them, the regulation guiding that that profession, or let me say that operation of radio station and TV, maybe even allow them to hold, maybe the regulation allow them for negotiation. I think what government should have done is to open up a negotiation on how they should make this payment. What effort have they done in the past to get all these payments from them? We don't know. They just say they are owing and you clamp down on them. You revoke the license. Revocation of license means that you have to reapply for it. And to reapply for it, you have to spend a lot of money to get that license back, because it's a revocation.
And by the way, there might not be the chance to get it back because they can just auction it off.
They
So
can,
you might lose that license permanently.
They must look like, yes.
And I've been looking at the list that Kulata sent in. And from that list, a lot on the list. They are just actually. Let me share the screen so you can see.
Please share the screen and scroll down so it shows it's not opposition or anything.
It is. It actually shows us that it is opposition, and I'll tell you why. So if you look at the screen now, there are two things that you want to be looking at. You want to be looking for the word network. So the word network tells you that it is a nationwide spread. And then if it's not network, and then it tells you that it is specific to a particular area. So if you look at the list, at number 1 is Silverbird, which is a network license, which gives them nationwide coverage. And then if you scroll down, then you start to see other tiny little auxiliary stations, Abuja, Lagos, Yenagawu, Port Harcourt, Jos, Benin, etc. And then you go to AIT, which is the other network license. And then you scroll further down, or Kenya, Suleja, etc. So you look all the way through, and you see that the two that they were targeting primarily were Silverbird and AIT. And they've just used all these parochial satellite outlets.
Are they free? But they are freeloaders. We cannot afford freeloaders. You guys are just trying to frame this thing. It's not opposition voices. Opposition voice or not, you need to pay your. You need to pay your bills. It doesn't matter whether there's opposition or.
Who listens to Breeze FM in Akure? Nobody. So they were targeting the AIT.
I have a friend that works. I have a friend that works there. So
look at this guy.
Don't
you mean your friend owns it? You mean your friend owns it?
I have a friend that works.
You know you roll with
me. In that particular Korean station. Honestly, it's even funny. I'll ping him. But you guys, this is not a matter of opposition. This is a matter of law enforcement. Rules of engagement. You signed a contract. You are in contravention of the contract. You broke the law, and you've kind of gotten allowance for 7 years. What kind of country are we? Are we a serious country that wants to go after what is owed to us? The fact that we're lax in everything and they're now enforcing the law, it doesn't mean you cry foul. It's a different thing if these guys did not owe anything. If they had renewed the license, I mean, it's a license renewal. It's like
you know that list that you sent in, Kulata, it highlights even more that opposition voices were being targeted.
No, it's only basic list. That's what it tells me. It tells me those are only basic.
So out of all of the licenses in Nigeria, it is only Silverbird and
it's not just Silverbird now. If you go down, you see Radio Jeremy, Family FM. I mean, small time ones, even Family Love, Port Harcourt, Kogi State, Kwara State. Exactly what I'm saying.
Cares about those ones.
You guys are turning a blind eye to all the debtors. This is a list of debtors, and they owe the government. Their license should be revoked. They need to reapply and pay not just this, also pay the backlog. If I'm law enforcement, that is exactly what I'm going to do. There's nothing to be emotional about these people. They are deadbeats. They are deadbeat radio stations.
You know what this puts me in mind of, Kulata? It puts me in mind of the time that they shut down the border and opened the borders in Niger Republic for their people to.
That's false.
It's targeted.
No, there's no equivocation. That is not proper equivalence. This guy, are they breaking? I mean, are they in compliance with the agreement? Yes or no? That is the beginning and the end for me.
Yeah,
If they've not paid, they've not paid.
Kulata, I think we let's also look at it on the other way, because I'm just thinking how many people will be out of work, out of job for this. I mean, it's going to be thousands of people.
You should go and question the management now. It's a private business. They'll have a business plan. They'll have a sustainment plan.
Wow.
So
man.
because of people that will not be in job, we should, if you're
I'm not saying they shouldn't pay their money, but I'm just also thinking it on the other way. I'm just like, wow. I mean, this is just going to have a ripple effect on a lot of people. You know, but
it's just a targeted squeeze on the opposition voice. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, back to Ajanle Koko. Round off your thoughts on that space, and then I want to take you to Benin Republic. Yes. I want to take you to Niger Republic. So back to you, Ajanle Koko.
Yeah, while I will support that, they should pay what they are owing. The government as well should work out some terms of repayment. This is not the time to clamp down on radio and television stations, particularly the big ones that we know that of the opposition. A call for questioning. They might be owing. Businesses owe. That is the way businesses operate. Nigeria itself has owed to debt now due to irresponsibility of bad leadership that you have. So, but the bad leadership, why can't we query them? You have you that is the regulatory body for that broadcasting businesses in Nigeria, and you allow them to hold for 8 years. That's a failure on their side too. We have to blame them. That's a failure if it is actually true. But I'm telling you, Kulata and others, by the time we hear the response from AIT and all the rest, it's going to be a different ball game. I believe they are trying to use, yes, businesses owe. Businesses owe. But they are trying to use that, excuses that use that reason that they are owing. That is why they want to close them down. That's why they are revocating their licenses. So it is they should find a way. This is not the way to do it. Just like Blackberry is saying that thousands of people are going to lose jobs. Why is the government not sensitive to that? Why are they not trying to work out modalities of repayment, with them, in order to save the economy?
Once again, I have to push back, because as I keep hearing this thing, it's just like pushing my nerves. They've had 7 years. Who told you that within those 7 years, the government has not been trying to kind of patch, manage? At what point is enough? We're talking about a 7 years default.
Okay, you answer that question. At what point is enough?
7 years. 7 years
yourself.
In my own, if it's
can you run a business like that when a customer is
exactly what I'm going to tell you?
Customer to owe you for 7 years.
Can you run your own personal business and let
no? You answer that question yourself. Can you?
No, I'm not. I will go after my money when it's due. Why will I?
You will allow it to
run for 7 years.
For 7 years,
I will not allow it. The government.
Okay.
You guys were saying, "Oh, why are they closing them now? They should have allowed negotiation. They should have allowed this. They should allow that." Who told you that is not what they've been allowing? That we're now where we are for 7
years, though. So if they facilitated this to run for 7 years, that already indicates that.
So we should wait another 7 years, so repower can be dilly-dallying and not pay what they owe.
That indicates that there is no competence, one, or there is something else in play outside.
I'm not buying you guys' argument.
Because
you guys are trying to have it. You're trying to have it both ways. You're saying government should have made allowance because impact on the economy, they will lose jobs. At the end of the day, government has made allowance for 7 years, and then they finally pulled the plug. And you're now saying, "Oh no, is this how to run a company? You should have collected, you should have gone after them before." Who told you they weren't going after them?
But the 7 years defeats your narrative.
No, what I'm saying is the government could have been doing exactly what you guys are saying, like trying to negotiate with them to see if they can come to a compromise, to see if they can come up and pay their part of and pay their commitment. And then when they saw that they're not serious, they're not going to be able to milk water out of stone, they gave up and shut it down. There are other people out there that is unfair to them that want to apply for a license, but these guys are taking up the space. You guys are talking about like the bandwidth is unlimited. It's limited frequency. And these guys have been sitting on that frequency unpaid for 7 years. A new guy that wants to start a radio station cannot apply for it because Ray Power or whatever is using that frequency and is not paying for it. It's not fair.
I'm not sure if you have listened to what you said, but what you said defeats itself.
What I'm saying is very simple. Government, the best time government should have done something about it was 7 years ago. The next best time they can do something about it is now.
No. The best time that the government could have done something about it was 7 years ago. But if they want to give allowances, being sensitive to job losses and not wanting businesses to shut down, then they might facilitate for a year or two. So the real time that government should have done something would have been no more than 24 months of consistent owing. But if you are saying that they allowed facilitation for 7 years, and then suddenly there's an urgency, so that tells you that it is not the monies owed, but other ulterior motives.
No, something has to give. As the economy, as Nigerian economy been great in the past, since Buhari came in, has it been great? No, it's not been great. So it's probably the same argument that job losses or hey Joe, let us keep running it. We'll pay you back. Hey Joe, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 7 years. It's probably the same thing. At what point in time is enough? Because there are people waiting to pay for this same license.
Enough is enough. It will be 2-3 years after. That would have been when, not 7 years.
Yeah. So 2-3 years after, economy was still bad, and they will say, "Oh, please, hey Joe, we need to pay people," and the government allows them.
They've enjoyed for 2 years. So after 3 years, they've given them enough leeway.
That's why I said it is a late decision, but still the right decision, because this is the next best time.
Political decision is what it sounds like.
No, I'm not seeing politics
for 7 years.
Can someone explain to me the politics between Rock City FM, Space FM, Kwara State Broadcasting, Kogi State? These are state broadcasting stations. These are state government. These are state government broadcasting stations. You guys are not talking about that.
You are missing the point.
I'm not missing the point. The list is the list.
What's been targeted is Dokpesi and Bruce. But to give the decision legitimacy, they've padded it out.
That is conspiracy. It has no backing. That is conspiratorial. It has no backing.
We saw it in the table that you presented.
No, Beat FM, Cooper Communications, Splash FM, Rock City FM.
Yeah, those are satellite stations. These
are list of debtors. Like you're just saying because the biggest debtors are PDP people. Debtor is still debtor, whether it's you carry the biggest debt or the smallest debt.
No APC sympathetic outfits.
I don't know who knows money. Who knows all the what about the state government owned stations? Kogi State, Kwara State, Niger State.
Kulata. I just want to ask you a quick question before I go back. I'm very busy, please. Just a question, a quick one.
Sorry, I'm not taking this one, but go ahead, ask me. Sorry for jumping in. Sorry, but go ahead.
Okay, does it mean that had it been Nigeria is not broke, they keep mute and not request for the money till date?
Most likely, most definitely.
Your argument does not hold water.
Most definitely. If Nigeria wasn't bleeding money, most definitely they'll still let these guys freeload. Most definitely, because the country is inefficient.
So, which means, if had it been you are an entrepreneur or you are a business person, because of you are making enough net profit that you won't ask for your creditor.
That is me. I will go after my money when it's due. Nigeria government is useless. Kolata is not Nigeria. Nigeria should have gone after their money a long time ago.
So that's what all of us are saying here. Like, do you know what 7 years?
That's exactly what I am saying, that they've given them enough leeway. For 7 years.
No, but 7 years is not leeway.
It's criminal leeway. Let's put it like that.
No, 3 years is leeway. 3 years.
This one is
so
weak.
7 years
This one is weak.
political.
This one is
This one, I don't know what you call. Okay,
political.
one man, come up with the right English for this one.
No, 7
Come up
years
with the
is
right
political.
English for this one.
I've already said 7 years is political. 3 years is leeway.
To today, everything is not politics. These are list of deadbeat companies. It's not all politics.
Look at that. Are you gunning for Lai Mohammed's? I've been noticing that.
But wait
are
now,
you gunning for Lai Mohammed's job?
Which part of these people are not owing? I mean, what is you guys' point? They are owing. They're wasting people's lives.
Televisions is not owing.
Okay, why is Arise TV? Why is Arise TV not on this list since they're opposition? Why is Arise not?
They may not necessarily be owing.
Exactly.
It's channels. Is all the stations sympathetic?
Channels is not on this list now. It's channels.
Yeah,
channels.
Channels is sympathetic to the Buhari administration.
Arise is not.
Well, Arise is ambivalent. Arise
is not ambivalent.
Arise is in the middle. They are just in the middle. They are not
exactly.
Arise Nduka Ogbena. Isn't a PDP guy?
No. It's not a PDP guy.
Abba now Nduka Ogbena is a PDP guy.
Really? So it was,
yes,
he is a PDP guy that is also rubbing shoulders with APC people.
Let's forget APC, PDP self. These people are all owing money. So they're owing. You guys just like to jump everything into politics. Let's stick to the facts. They owe money. They are only basic people.
One thing I also want to ask, one thing I also want to say is, as you know, these companies or these media houses, have they been running at loss? We also have to know if the government has to, they have to, look at this holistically and say,
but it's not the responsibility of the government. Though, if they are running at a loss, then that's down to their lack of business capacity. They shouldn't be running at a loss with their nation. All right, we're losing you again now, Brown. No, we can't hear you. Back to Ajale Koko. Ajale Koko, back to you. Round off that space, and then I'll move you on.
Okay, so this government show failure for telling us that they allow these people to hold them for 7 years before coming after them. So that's a failure on the side of government. And on the other side, we're a country of law. There's a way. There's a process of, enforcing. I mean, before enforcing, taking this kind of action, there should have been a legal action. There should have been exchange of correspondence. Come and make your payment within 30 days. If you don't pay within 30 days, then this action will be taken, and back and forth like that, and give them the opportunity to make payment, allow for negotiation. So what happened? What happened before this time? We don't know. So, but I want to tell you one man, lawsuit should be carried out against the administration. And I will tell you, these people will win the government at the law court. Because
Ajale Koko, what highlights even more that it is political is that of all of the retinue of available sanctions that they could have lobbied against these people, they've gone to the most extreme. They could have suspended their license pending declaring.
Yeah, that's the first. That should be the first action.
They cancelled it outrightly. They revoked it.
That
tells you it's political.
I mean, they don't follow a procedure. There should be a procedure that will lead to revocation. You can't just go the first step, revocation. I mean, one man, I am telling you, they're going to sue the government for this action, and they will get an injunction against the government for their station to be reopened, and they will get a judgment that revocation should be lifted and they should be back to operation. That is what is going to happen. But let us just wait and see. Let us wait and see what is going to happen. But the move and the action taken by the government, revocation without nothing leading to that
Yes,
revocation.
with no
Is,
middle ground space, just
yes,
directly to revoke
you
it.
know, that is too crude.
That's political.
That's too crude and too bad politics involved there, and they should be condemned. It's not. It doesn't matter whether they are owing fine, but there must be a process on how to collect debt. Lawsuits should be engaged.
We've been seeing a lot of this jam jaweed sort of moves by the NBC. Remember when they were trying to micro edit editorials in newspapers, telling them not to use certain words. Remember we discussed it here.
Oh yes.
Remember when they were? I think 2 warnings against Channels Television.
Channel Television, yes.
When they interviewed Imar Powerful, the spokesperson for the IPOB space, they sanctioned them. When they interviewed Commodore Akinwumi, they sanctioned them. So that is then to micromanage their editorial. Yes. So it's just them, and then they revoke outrightly without any phasing of processes to allow these people to correct their anomaly.
That's a false equivalence. That's a false equivalence. You're saying they're trying to revoke, they're trying to do this. 3 of those stations are owned by APC governor states. Kogi is governed by an APC. Kwara is governed by APC. Niger is governed by APC. They're state broadcasting stations. They're revoking their licensing too. So that kind of just negates all this political conspiracy.
You know that a revocation is the final cause.
Because we don't know what
Are you saying that the punishment fits the crime?
There needs to be. We need to get more details of what have they been doing for those 7 years. What kind of package? What kind of settlement have they given them?
But for what
none of us know on this call.
Yeah, but for what we know as of now, would you say that the punishment fits the crime? That for not paying license fees.
If this is me running it, I will have pulled this action up 2 years after. 2 years after, I will have revoked it.
You would have revoked it.
Yes, if it was my own if it was me.
You know that when you revoke it, it doesn't give them the room to maneuver to correct.
Go and reapply now. There are other people there. You reapply because there are other people waiting to get that same.
There's a retinue of sanctions available to the space.
There's a law.
They can limit them. They can limit the license. They can suspend the license. They can sanction them in so many ways,
and they can also revoke. They can also revoke.
Yes, yeah, but that revocation will be for a cardinal sin.
Maximum penalty.
Yeah, that's the maximum. So that would be for a cardinal sin, not for something just
7 years BC is not cardinal.
It's not a cardinal sin now. Maybe they are calling for a coup against the government. Or they are making.
I just listed 3 APC. I just listed 3 APC states.
No.
I just listed 3 APC states.
That's an extreme. Is that not an extreme? For you to revoke it, maybe they are making ethnic jingoism. They are calling for tribal.
But you see, all these things you are saying, those 3 states negates the presence of Kogi, Kwara, and Niger. Their personal states, the one that their state owns.
It is on the list. The target
is very material because it negates this claim. It negates this claim.
They padded it out with all these small little something.
You guys are so. The cynicism this morning.
But you don't think the revocation is extreme?
I don't think it's extreme because they sat on this for 7 years.
Of all of the sanctions available to the body, you don't think a revocation of license is extreme?
I don't, but until I get the details of how government has been able to tolerate this nonsense for 7 years. I don't know that detail before I can make that judgment.
But then they will suspend the license pending the payment of the outstanding fees. So that's just it now.
Suspend the license revocation. I mean, let's wait because sometimes Nigerian press too can make mistake. Maybe suspension and they're calling revocation.
I think they understand English enough, but
our press, no be Nigerian press, they'll come back and now say something else. But let's wait for more information. But
you don't. This is jam jaweed again.
No, the reason I'm even pushing back because I kept quiet on this call. I don't think this is political. I think this is just government mismanagement. How can you let people owe for 7 years? What kind of country are we running?
All right, but
I mean,
certainly you
that is
still
that is
you
that
stand
is that
alone. But
action that action is too extreme. If it was suspension of the license that they specified there, that it would have been better. Say, okay, they are giving room for negotiation, they are giving room for collection of debt, but you revoke them. How do you want to collect this? So you want to take them to court again, or what do they want to do? So, but I believe government agency, by its action, have violated the law. They will go to law court and, you know, state their case. Collection, indebtedness does not warrant, this action. The court will tell them, are you owing? Yes, I'm owing. Okay, how do you want to pay? This is the way I'm going to pay. And that is what court will agree with them. As long as they agree to pay that money, the court will surely pronounce a judgment, or let me pronounce a judgment in favor of those
Ajale Koko,
television station.
Ajale Koko, they could
And
have
they
even
will be, and it's not going to favor the government, because the amount they have to, the court will put into consideration several factors, before coming to judgment on how much they should pay the government. But going on revocation, of their license, that is too hard. So
you guys really pushed me out this morning. I went to download National Broadcasting Commission Act page. You guys, you really pushed me. Like, you pushed my buttons. Agidi. A license may be revoked by commission in the following cases: where prescribed fees has not been paid on due date, where the license has not been put to use within a period of 1 year after issuance, where it is found that the license was obtained in breach of the provision of Section 13 of this decree. First of all, they've already broken it. That Section A is the very first line, where the prescribed fee has not been paid on the due date. That is National Broadcasting Act, NBC Act. What's it called? This is, what page is this? This is a PDF. Page 15. If you go to page 15, page 15. Point 8.
No, those are prescribed penalties.
Yeah, that is what the judge, Adiale Koko, just said, that they should take them to court, that they will lose in court. And I'm showing him what the judge will read.
Those are prescribed penalties, not mandatory penalties.
But Adiale Koko is saying that they should take them to court, and the judge will now rule against them, when the first condition to be able to revoke a license is if you don't pay by due date.
Yes, but there's relativity now, because they are prescribed, not mandatory.
This one, no, it's not politics. This is basic.
It's politics. So when they target target just two
outlets. 51 and 52 stations. It's even getting longer now. It's 52 stations that they revoked. 52 of them are owing basic.
All right. But you stand alone in that thought, Kulata. But then, of course, you stand alone often, and in some instances, right. But back to you, Ajandeko, who ran that off swiftly, and then I want to take you to Niger Republic.
So let's go to another point, woman.
All right. So we discussed this at length, Ajandeko, when they told us that they were gifting Niger Republic 1.2 billion naira worth of vehicles. And we were trying to weigh that against the ASU strike, the soldiers are using dame guns to fight AK-47 and all of that. So they told us about this, that they did this actually as far back as February, which is to tell you that the money has already been taken. But the Niger Republic government, who in often instances complicit with the Buhari looting, they have now come out to frontally tell us that the administration, the Buhari regime, never gifted them any vehicles. The only vehicles that they did get was from Zamfara State. And there's also justification for that gifting of vehicles by Zamfara State, by the way. But more pointedly, the 1.2 billion naira that Zainab Ahmed told us that she took from her wallet to gift her clansmen vehicles, her clansmen are saying they did not receive any vehicles. So, of course, we expect no repercussions from this, Ajanle Koko.
That is very shameful. that they can lie to Nigerians on an open TV that they gave another country, our neighboring country, Niger, 1.4 billion for security vehicle, but only for Niger to issue that this statement that they were not giving no money. This is embarrassing. If we have a country where democracy really works, the National Assembly should take this up, should carry out investigation. They should invite the finance minister for questioning. They should reach out to the Nigerian to get some fact from them, and then invite what do you call it? Who's that?
Oh, sorry, carry on.
Okay, and invite finance minister, for questioning at the National Assembly. This is bad. This tells us that some people have looted that money. They didn't use it for what they told us that they used it for, and that is that's a share, corrupt practices going on there. People should be punished for this, but it's on the National Assembly to carry out an investigation on this and let us know what actually happened to that fund. If the presidency is really serious as well, except presidency is involved in this looting, the presidency, they read newspaper, they listen to news, they get information. They should be able to wade in quickly what actually happened to this money that you said has been disbursed to Niger. And as a matter of fact, it's not just according to that report. You said is it in February, or what did you say?
Yes, in February. So that's to tell you that the money has already been taken.
Gone. The money has gone.
This Zainab Ahmed again. Zainab Ahmed again.
The money has gone, and yet they cannot pay the ASUS worker, the electricity worker, has been back on strike. The entire country is in darkness. Everybody's, Emirates is about to embark on a complete suspension of flight to Nigeria. It's just every bad thing just happening in that country. So now they are clamping down on opposition radio, television station. So it is unfortunate, one man. They have looted that money and they should be held responsible. But who is going to help them? Is it Badamia Mullah, who is a colluder in this kind of operation? Is it the one that will hold Buhari responsible, who surrendered the power of the National Assembly, the power, the mandate of the people, Nigerian people? They surrender it to the presidency. Is it the one that's going to call presidency to question when his own godfather is contesting for president for the position of president? Is he the one that's going to do it? Is it Ahmed Lawan that's going to do it? So these people, APC administration, have just killed that country. That country.
You know what I've noticed as well, Ajanle Koko? Anytime these frauds are highlighted, we never hear of a recovery of the monies. The accountant general that stole 100 billion or so, they are telling us that they've captured him, but nobody is telling us how much, if any at all, recovery has been made. So those monies, they are gone, no?
They are gone.
They are gone.
Look, they are gone. Who is going to? Nobody's going to be funded.
And we have to start dollarizing all these Nigerian currencies, because it's not paper money. It's vested. It's pinned by the Niger Delta petrol dollar. So that's what underpins the naira. So all of these monies that we're hearing, we have to dollarize it, because they are converting it and moving it out.
That's it. That's what you get it right, one man. So the money has been looted. Is clear, but who who is going to do the job of recovery, who's going to do the job of prosecuting, who's going to do the job of putting them in jail. They are the same people there, and they just don't care. They will continue to look like that. So, but it's so sad. It's so sad that we are so wasteful when we don't even have anything. We don't have, and we continue to be very wasteful. It's a big problem, and the cost of governance it's just the highest in the world that you can think about, considering our size and the size of the country, the size of our economy. It is the most expensive whatsoever ever in the world that you can talk about. What is the size of Nigeria? It's just 1.5 size of Georgia, and we spend so much money, to run that little space. We spend so much money to run a democracy that does not work for the people. It's woman. Let me just rest my case.
It's quite a thing. It's a spectacle. Now, but thank you, Ajalekoko, for time. Let me go on from you to Kulata, and let me take Kulata to politics now. So it looks as though the NMPP, they found a new spokesperson, which Ovie was delighting in just yesterday, and he's been doing the rounds in the media houses. First question being put to him now is that is Kwakwanso fronting for Tinubu? So he's been trying to defend that space, of course, but that space still subsists, that the Kwakwanso narrative is a Trojan horse, a side bet for the Tinubu. And he's always said he's sympathetic to Tinubu by the way, Kwakwanso, and he talks in glowing terms about their deep and long relationship. So the anticipation that Kwakwanso will cascade his structure into the APC space, is this something that we should hold on to, or are we looking at him as a real player?
Well, who gave this message? Who talked to the press? Is it Abdul Mumin Jibrin?
Yes, it's Jibrin.
Okay, ask yourself this simple question: what was his previous position before this Kwakwanso?
It was Tinubu's DG before he crossed to NMPP.
Okay, need I say more? Need I say more? Because
he has to, doesn't he?
He just crossed from Tinubu's camp. It was Tinubu's campaign DG or something like that. And he conveniently crossed to NMPP just at the right time. I don't want to say it's planned, but if it smells like if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, then it's probably a duck. I think something is going on. I just don't think Kwakwanso has the ambition to rule Nigeria. Otherwise, it's too sectional. Not sectional. What would I call states? Because state is not a region. I was going to say it's too regional, but it's even smaller than regional in its approach. It's just limited to Kano. And
is a single narrative candidate. And that narrative is Kano State.
So that narrative is Kano State. And then Tinubu's former main guy in the north, his body in the north, just conveniently joined them. So it will be tough for me not to believe Kwakwanso is there to deal, no matter what he says. And he may do the dealing. He may do the dealing in a covert fashion, maybe not explicitly saying, henceforth, I now declare my support to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, blah, blah, blah. He may be doing it behind the scenes through his power structures. So he may still present a face in the election, but it will have sold his structures to APC. So at the end of the day, he will save face and he'll still get his pocket padded. So I just feel there's just too much smoke without fire from that Kwakwanso space, that whatever they tell us, I take with a pinch of salt.
Because Kwakwanso, he is, I don't think Kwakwanso thinks he's going to be, in fact, I'm pretty certain that because he's too senior and long in politics to be naive. So I don't think that he thinks he's going to be the next president of Nigeria. Nothing indicates that. So why he's in the game can only be for relevance.
How long has he been out of the government?
Since I think it was last under Obasanjo when he was Minister of Defense, wasn't he?
I want to check. I'll speak Yoruba. Like if he's hungry.
Because Minister of Defense, and then two-time governor Kano State. Maybe the dollars are depleting, Abi.
So if he's not given a political position, he can be cashing out every 4 years now. He cashed out with.
Sorry, let me just quickly. Is a one-term governor, not two-term governor?
Is it one term? Who defeated him? Who defeated him?
Shekarao.
He's governed twice, but not consecutive times. He governed 99 to 2000 or something. Then they defeated him. Then after 8 years, he governed again.
So that even speaks to his popularity in Kano. Then this much vaunted call that Ovie will be telling us that he's the champion of the Talakawas.
Ovie, I mean, let's leave Ovie. We need someone different in the group. So, but I don't take Kwakwan so seriously. I think he's the guy that comes out every 4 years, cashes in, settles his boys, puts up the structure again another 4 years, cashes in, settles his boys. I don't think he's a guy with a serious ambition. He can't even afford to run a proper campaign if you think about it. Right now, he can't.
All right, you are right. He was 1999 to 2003, and then
after 8 years,
and then Sheikh Rao took him out, and then he came back again in 2011 to 2015, where he completed his compliments, and then Ganduje took over. So that's to tell you that he was defeated twice in Kano State. So he was defeated in 2003 and again in 2007, because he would have run again and be defeated again. So just quite how popular they tell us that he has Kano on lockdown, but how much of that is actually vested in facts?
So Kwakwan is everybody is in debt to make some money. I won't blame the guy. That's his also. I don't blame people's also. It's not. I mean, it's not stealing anybody. It's just being smart. He has a group. He has a following, and he has to cash in. And this is the best way to cash in every 4 years. You cannot blame the guy for trying to make money. At least that's close to honest living as you can do it in Nigeria.
Yes, the champion of the Talakawas. But the champion of the Talakawas, Kulata, should really be the Nigerian state. But I don't look to that direction when you're abroad. Stranded Nigerians call on federal government for help over mass deportation in Dubai. So this is the goings on now. There's just two stanzas to this. The abandonment of the Nigerian person internationally, with the embassies not being fit for purpose. All they're there to do is just to facilitate for VIPs when they come visiting, and that is the totality of their job. So that's the one side. But the other side is the Nigerian abroad themselves and the way they conduct themselves, especially using Dubai now as a test case, and the reputation that the Nigerians are fast developing in that Emirates.
Honestly, this is a shameful thing for Nigerians. Like, you understand when you're in Nigeria or when you're young, you can even try and reason that, irrational exuberance, you're doing cult boy. But you now go to a decent society and then you're doing the same behavior. It just shows you probably cannot handle civilization. Like, if you're going to leave the chaos in Nigeria and your natural instinct is to go to a settled environment to try and replicate that chaos again, you're not capable of existing with civilized people. So coming from that background, the country that you come from, why will they be able to support you? Or why should even any country listen to support you? Have you guys seen what they do in Dubai? Like, this is a country that didn't even give us a lot of stringent visa issues to allow people to visit, do business, vacation, do anything like any honest human being would do. But these boys go there and they make a mess out of the whole thing. You see them in Europe. They're doing black acts in Europe. They're doing all this nonsense cults that, even in my own generation, because that they used to do. They're still doing it in today's world in Europe. Like, what are we talking about here? That, like, they deserve whatever they get. And if if every country, if I'm a country, I will not give Nigerians visa with this kind of behavior. I mean, can't be carrying machetes all over on the streets. Like it's crazy. It's
Let me show you a little clip of that. I'll only show a very tiny little sliver of it because for reasons that it might be too. But this is the culture that Nigerians are introducing to Dubai. So look at what these boys are holding in their hands as they go into this apartment.
UTC, okay.
Yeah. So there it is right there. Did you see that?
Oh, there.
So there
machetes and axes, like this is
that there it is.
So please tell me, any sane country, tell me why you should not deport these people. Tell me why you should not profile Nigerians with that kind of behavior. Like you can, we deserve what we get. And you go to India, it's a different story. The drug boys, a lot of them are from Anambra. I don't know why that particular state. Like, what is up with all this stuff? Like, just messing all over the place. The same thing in Southeast Asia. It's crazy.
Yeah, but that's the one thing. But the lack of consular support is another thing. No matter what, they are Nigerians.
But
so
wait, if you're consular, if you're a Nigerian consular, tell me one how. Like, hey, one of your guys has done this. You say, okay, I'll work on it. One of them is also caught with cocaine. He has 3 people. Okay, how many people will consular support, even though we have a useless consular? Like, if you're calling consular for legitimate issues, like that guy that was killed in Italy, that was beaten to death in Italy, you know, those are kind of like just reasons why consular should stand up, support their own folks. But if it's based on all these drug couriers, all these cult boys, like, deal with them however you want to deal with them.
But in this particular instance, where there is a mass deportation being effected by the Dubaians to get Nigerians out of their country, so a lot of these people, they don't have valid enough passports, so they need the embassy to issue temporary pass, exit visas, exit passes to facilitate them to legitimately leave Dubai. But the embassy is not even there. The ambassador is not at that space, which is the foremost high octane space within the Nigerian experience in Dubai. So what is he doing? Is he too busy helping Atiku funnel money all over
Nigerian consular services is like almost the worst of any consular services. In America here, Atlanta office, if you try and go and renew your passport, you will regret it. So our consular are not known to be the best. But in a situation like this, I'm really not concerned, because at the end of the day, I don't know if they even need those papers. Just put those guys on the plane and ship them to Nigeria. But the only part where I think the consular should play a part is to make sure there's no unjust deportation, because there are people that may be part of those getting deported that have the right papers, they have correct jobs, they're not a menace to the society, and those ones should not be caught up in this mess.
Yeah, collective punishment.
I do not care if the consular doesn't issue paper for those deadbeat nonsense people. I don't give a damn. It's just for the innocent people amongst them that should not be caught up in this mess, because they are honest Nigerians abroad, people like you and I, that are making a living honestly, and there's some of them in Dubai, and they shouldn't just be caught up in this what's it called, cultist mess that those guys are doing. So Nigerian consular is just like, I mean, it's the same DNA running between the cultists and the people working in the consular. There is the Nigerian DNA.
All right, finally to this space, 243 Nigerian soldiers tender resignation letter to Chief of Army Staff Yahaya over corruption, low morale, and others. So we're saying that the Nigeria is undersecured in terms of we don't have the sufficient enough complement of personnel, and the pittance that we do have, the space just hammers so heavily on them. That's 243 resigning. So the resignation has been accepted, and these people are the reasons that they're citing: poor equipment, poor welfare being thrown in at you. And one of the things that really seems to rankle these people, you know, what they have deployment, but that deployment is time barred because of course the trauma and the experience of it at the war front. So you go for what 3 to 5 months, and then you are pulled out to go on leave to go and recuperate with your family, and another compliment is sent in. But these people, they just throw them in there, they don't pull them back, there's no recycling, there's no rotation, and these people are just completely traumatized and dehumanized, just endlessly being shelled by Boko Haram. No pay, of course, no welfare for their family, and now they are resigning en masse. So there it is, Kulata.
They're doing it on principle, because how do you expect to serve a country with all your strength and with all your might, and your immediate superiors are stealing, they're robbing off your safety, they're robbing off your security, the money meant for ammunitions and protection that will allow you carry your duties to the government? Like they're stealing you, they're robbing you blind off it. That's the principal position that they're doing. It will just be very unsafe for us Nigerians if that happens en masse. So what that tells me is this needs to kind of like make the military, especially the military leadership, sit up. And I mean, sit up. Stop stealing these boys' money. Stop stealing funds that should be used to procure arms. We've increased our military budget significantly under Buhari, significantly, and we have nothing to show for it. So I mean, that's a principled stand. Unfortunately, those guys that are not even given some allowance to go and recover, a lot of them will have a post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. They will have to deal with PTSD for the rest of their lives in some cases. And not only that, since they're resigning, I don't think the government will give them any form of like benefits. They won't have any retirement. I don't know. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think they will give them retirement benefits. So from their own point of view, it's just a wasted life. Wasted. I mean, these are people that started with the intention of being loyal, being patriotic to the country, and you drove them to the point where they have to resign just based on gross mismanagement and corruption. Like, it's a principle stand, but unfortunately it's a lose-lose for those boys, because they will not get any benefit, and they will also kind of like get the baggage, which is PTSD from their time in service. It's not fair what we're doing to ourselves.
So these are potential bandits and criminals and armed robbers, of course, because they have a limited and a specific skill set that is not employable widely. So they still have to be within the security sector in some form.
They know how to kill.
Yes, which there's no real industry around that. So I think these are just the next round of bandits coming onto the scene.
Very, very possible. Actually, some of our terrorists, some of our bandits, some of their leaders are actually ex-military guys. Even Sheikh Gumi, wasn't Sheikh Gumi? I know it's not an official terrorist, but wasn't Sheikh Gumi in the military before?
No, I think it's a medical doctor.
Oh, is it a medical doctor? I just know one of them. I know one of them was ex-military, but I do hope they don't. I mean, the country doesn't drive them crazy where they now have to start carrying guns and like robbing people or kidnapping people. I do pray it doesn't lead to that, but it's a potential. Nigeria can drive one crazy. It takes will. I'm not even going to say it takes God. It takes a lot of will not to resort to criminality in that country. Imagine someone living a honest life in Nigeria, like honest, true.
Is it possible?
It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. You will break one way or the other. You will pay bribes. You will do. I mean, you will break. I don't think it's almost impossible to live a perfectly honest life in Nigeria.
Yes. The most honest that you can be in Nigeria is to cheat a little bit.
You have to.
That's the most honest you can be.
You have to, even if it's just a matter of convenience. You have to. You have to.
And you lie as a matter of just everyday speech.
Because imagine you're trying to go catch a flight.
Lying, you know.
You're trying to catch a flight, and then they just stop you. waiting you carry, and this. And you know that flight, maybe you're going to go sign a business deal. And you will do whatever it takes just to get out of that situation like quickly. Now, you're not going to say on principle, I'm not going to do this. Then you stand to lose a lot. So it's I don't blame them. I just pray they don't fall into the trap. I mean, they don't get disgruntled enough to now start killing and minding people.
All right, thank you. Sam is just confirming that Gumi was a captain in the military
I know.
before
I
he
read.
retired.
I know. I read something.
So yes, you're right on that. So thank you, Kulata. 4 time. Let me go on from you to World Peace, who hopefully is still with us. World Peace, are you still there?
Yeah.
All right, brilliant. Good to have you, World Peace. And let me take you to the space of the people in Dubai who have been deported by the Dubaians, but the Nigerian consular is not facilitating for their return to the country. So what purpose is the embassy in Dubai? What are they there to do? World Peace.
Well, the ambassador and the embassy are not far from the people that commit the same crime in Dubai. They are both same. The embassy staff, when they need the embassy to render service to the citizens, they are not there to do their job. And when the Nigerian citizens go to abroad to render good service to that space, to give Nigeria a good name, they go there and start misbehaving and doing code activities. So to me, both the courtists and the ambassador, they have the same problem. But the embassy is even worse than the courtists. I don't know what the embassy is doing there. They're just there sitting down, sharing money every day. How I say it, man. And again, for those court activities, is alarming. It's what the government to sit down and rethink how to cut this nonsense. It's becoming too much. It's pandemic right now. It's epidemic or pandemic. Not epidemic. It's a pandemic right now to the Nigerian space. You know, it needs to be stopped.
All right, brilliant. And to the revocation of Silverbird and AIT's license, I feel it's politically motivated. Kulata says that is a just punishment for people not paying their fees. But what are your thoughts on that?
Kulata can say whatever he's going to say. People that are revoking their ticket, their license, they are all PDP members. What does that tell you? Tinubu and his cohort are working.
Is Kogi State, Kwara State, just State Broadcasting Station, PDP?
They put that just
to pad it out. They just use that.
Pad it out.
Yeah. You guys are not serious.
To pad it out now. Look at the station they took. The station that can they are PDP's mouthpiece that can really speak to them. They took Silverbird out. They took AIT out. What does remaining again? So that is so for me, that is Tinubu doing his handwork. Anything that will hinder his success, you have to take it away. Take it out now before the election. That I see one man.
All right, brilliant. And to the space, we at length discussed Nigeria gifting Niger Republic vehicles when soldiers are resigning out of lack of equipment and teachers are on strike. But it looks as though that money was not even gifted to the Niger Republic people. The Nigerians, they've come out to deny receiving anything from Nigeria, but yet the money has been withdrawn from the central bank account. So where do you think that money is, World Peace?
That money has been shared before they even announced it. That money, you said that money was given to them in February.
Yeah, February. That's when they said they gave them money.
First of all, who approved it?
Buhari.
Buhari used executive order to approve such money. It didn't pass through the Senate. It didn't pass through the House. House rep. He just approved executive power, and they just give them money. So this Buhari guy not supposed to be there for. I wish Nigeria is a working country. This is an impeachable offense. You just give people money without the Senate and the House of Rep approving it. You know, Nana, I read that. I think I read that 4 days ago that somebody came out, somebody from Niger that said they did receive that money. So now, the question is, who really approved that money? if they didn't receive it.
Well,
I
it
don't
was
think Buhari.
Buhari approved it. That's what Zainab told the Nigerian space. He said that you may agree or disagree, but Buhari had made the executive decision that the money should be given to these people, and that was in February. So that money would, of course, have been withdrawn at the approval of Buhari. But then Niger Republic is saying that no such thing happened. They never received anything. So the money has been taken. But then, of course, where is it?
Oh, God, Jesus Christ. Man, I don't think Buhari is aware of what's going on in that country. I don't think it's just signed. I think there's one time that the, is it DSS or BNSA, Magonu, that wrote letter to Buhari to stop signing everything they put on his table. So that's to tell you that Buhari does not even know many things that just pass through his table. All his own, they just tell him, put hand here, put hand here. He will just put his hand and put his hand. And then they probably have sold us to Niger, to Chad Republic by signing us out. Man, it's really that woman. That is it. What her name? Zainab.
Yeah, Zainab Ahmed. Yeah, Zainab.
That woman. I don't know who is worse between she and Malami. He rates that woman, takes money. I think I was reading something about, said she trained 500 youth, maybe 200 youth with 15 billion naira. Have you read it?
No, yes, on mobile phone, repairing mobile phones. Yes, it's the most.
Then the other one, the Minister of Agric said that he cleared. I don't know what he cleared for
grass for 17 billion.
Yeah, all we're hearing is billion. Maybe from next year we'll be hearing trillion. Before in Nigeria we hear thousands. From thousands it was millions. Now it's billions. Millions does not do it again. It's billions. Next year we'll be hearing trillion. You know, that money was shared among them. I didn't think the money got to Niger Republic. If the money had gotten there, they would have said they received it. It was just shared among the people there. So one reason is no to them. Probably the trend is going down. Everybody's taking all they can take before the Buhari term runs out. That woman is something else. That woman is supposed to be shot.
You know, but
that is one man.
There'll be no repack because there are just so many of them stealing so much. So who is the next administration? If we get Atiku, for instance, because we can only really get an attempt to recover money from these people if Atiku comes in, because he would then be an opposition party. So if Tinubu comes in, then that's the end of it. Forget the money. But if Atiku comes in, how is he even going to begin to go after them? Just so many of them stealing so much.
Yeah, okay. So I don't even think Atiku can really go after them. Atiku really. Can you hear me?
Yes, carry on.
Hello.
We can hear you. Carry on.
Rely on his. Yeah, Atiku relies on his northern cabal to rule that country. So Atiku will not really go after them heavily. He might just do the public display for one just at the beginning, but I don't think he has so much he can really do about that corruption space. And that corruption space needs to be dealt with. The next administration that is coming in, corruption, retrieving Nigerian money should be his first priority. If not all, like 3/4 of what you have stolen. Because if you put beam light on each department, administration, ministry department in Nigeria, I think each of them have looted more than 100 billion each. So Atiku need to not just Atiku, anybody that's coming in 2023 has a lot to do, and corruption is one thing he has to fight. Big time.
It's
but I don't think Atiku can really do more.
It's impossible to recover those monies from them. They've stolen too much for so long, and which has made them very powerful. You know, it's made them very powerful. So if you even try it, they will defeat you, and they will. It's just impossible to recover these monies from them.
It's true. They are very powerful.
Yeah.
Too much. They are more powerful than the state, but they will come with a sense like what Abacha did to Maruduko. Kulata, do you know what Abacha did to Maruduko?
Kulata is not here anymore.
Okay. I think Abacha brought Maruduko back.
Yes,
I think there was
in a diplomatic bag.
Yes, they brought him back. Abacha, that's
no.
Trying to bring it.
That one failed now.
It failed. So
That
Abacha
was
now,
clear.
yeah, during Abacha regime, Abacha now opened that space and pardoned him, and he came back. And there was a Junior World Cup that wanted to take place in Lagos. It was Nigeria 1997. And Abacha gave the contract of supplying cars, the cars they want to use. I think it was 5 or 6. I don't know, a lot of pieces of it to supply to the Nigerian space for that Olympic Junior World Cup, hosting that Junior World Cup game or something like that. So after the Olympics, Abacha supposed to reimburse Maruduko, and there was delay, and Maruduko keep coming for the money. Then Abacha reminded him one day. I called him, and that's how they said. They said Abacha reminded him one day. I think you were the one that esconded with 2 billion in 1993 and 1983, and we have not gotten that money back. So at least this payment from this card you make, this purchase you did, at least we'll remove it from what you took then, So I think we have to come up with a scheme that nobody's supposed to bring money to Nigeria to invest. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Come up with a bogus scheme, like, okay, there's something coming up that
No,
everybody
you can't do that now, because that will be fraudulent. But what you could do is to, and this is the one thing that the Nigerian space probably has to do, is to facilitate for these people bringing the stolen monies back into the Nigerian economy, but letting them keep it. That's the only other way. If we're not able to recover it anymore, then they should at least it should at least come into the economy, because we're talking about, Nigeria has nearly $1 trillion in stolen funds in the international space. So if that comes back into the Nigerian financial space, it will just quadruple the economy. It will just blow the economy up. But
yeah, like it's almost the same thing you're saying. If Atiku can canvas them like that and rely on him, and they bring the money in, when the money is already in Nigeria, you can come with a policy to somehow start skimming that money from them.
No, that's fraud now. That's a fraudulent thing that they're describing. Yeah.
But did they steal it too? They stole it's not their money. They can bring the money in and just put the law, or they could tell 3 of them come and build the fourth mainland bridge and collect money for 20 years. But when they finish building it, after 3 years collecting money, it's okay. They'll change it. The government will change the regulation on them and put higher premium tax on them, to get the money back from them. Because it's only money, it's not just money. This is money. But we need to do something about that corruption, the money outside. We need a great mind, people that can really think of a plan to get this money back to this country. I think Claudia was saying that I read it too. They seized a vessel. A vessel was seized with about 3.4 million barrels of crude oil. Times that with 120 naira, $120 per a liter. Let me see how much is that in one vessel, one man.
That's a lot of money.
So there's a lot of leakage we need to tackle in Nigeria, and we need to stop. Anyway, let's go to the next talking point.
All right, brilliant. I think you've exhausted the topic. So let me go from you, War Peace. Let me go to Saki Fada, hopefully still with us. So Saki, to the space of the Dokpesi and Ben Bruce, their licenses being revoked. But arguments to say it's not political, but suggestions that it might be. Your thoughts, Saki?
Yes, one man and Ajali Koko, I go with your thoughts on that. Taking that action at this point is very sensitive. Everybody will see it as obviously politically motivated. So if government fails in its regulatory functions over the years, for 7 years now, they have not been able to sanction those people. Why now? And then why can't they exercise the little patience until after election to do it? They could also do it by by March of next year. So doing it at this point is quite sensitive. It's obviously targeted at stifling and gagging the press. But No matter what they are doing, we are still concerned by the fact that there are non-traditional media, like one man here. You know, one man, we are part of the media we're talking about. Or
Yeah, I suspect so, but a
so,
fringe media,
yeah,
fringe.
but your media is not traditional. So even if they are gagging the traditional press, and I think people are watching more of the non-traditional medias because that is the place you get apolitical, unbiased positions in issues that affect the states. You know, this administration is made up of people who are irrelevant to the Nigerian populace. They are very callous and they only serve the purposes that suit them. So that's my contribution in that space, so that we shouldn't fall into.
All right, brilliant. And the plights of the Nigerian person in Dubai being deported by the Dubaians, but not being facilitated a return to Nigeria by the Nigerian consulate. So,
Yeah,
what purpose then? Carry on.
it is really very bad. You know, Nigerians have done a lot to bring down the image of this country, Dubai. I don't know how many people have been to Dubai, but I've been privileged to visit Dubai, and I can categorically tell you that a lot of things have been happening among Nigerians that are stayed there. You know, they commit some of them, not all, but this cultism and those things you hear, they are quite visible there. You know, there was a time Dubai government stopped companies from accepting Nigerians to work with most companies, you know, because of those kind of draconian behaviors and crude practices, you know. But everything boils down to bad leadership. You know, if our country is not does not have good leadership, what will somebody be looking for in a country like Dubai? I don't even see anything that Dubai offers more in terms of income, in terms of payments. You know, you can't make money even if you are working very hard there. So I don't know why Nigerians are flooding there. I think Dubai is more of a country where you go for
A holiday. He just
yeah,
stay
holidays
there.
and come back. Nothing much is there. You know, but Nigeria leadership in Nigeria is so bad that now a lot of people are traveling to countries like Togo to have a living, countries like Ghana to do studies, and some other countries like Niger for to look for work. You know, so it really pains me. I must tell you. But let's keep praying for the country. This morning, when you were reading all these talking points, I was so depressed to the level that I said, let me just know if I can listen to this music by Fireboy and Asake, Dambana, to know if I can cool my brain off, you know, before coming on this space.
What's the track? What were you listening to?
Is it Bandana by Fireboy and Asake?
Oh,
If you know the music, it's
oh,
it's trending. It's a very I like the music. Yorubas are very good. Yorubas are very good in the music industry.
all right.
Mm.
I'll go and check it out.
Yes.
But I would say the Yorubas because you know the person that actually introduced me to new Nigerian music is a guy called Techno. You know, I just came across
Yes.
his song, Pana, I think the name of the track was.
Yes, I have listened to
And
that.
the song itself was good, but the video was just so mind blowing that I just decided to start checking it out. And it was actually through him that I discovered all this Davido and the rest of these
Yes.
yam heads, you know. So
Yeah,
it
but
also, yeah.
yeah, but in that musical space, we cannot deny that is Yoruba dominate that very. The Yorubas are doing great in that space. They dominate that very space, honestly.
All
I,
right.
I like listening to most of their music, especially the one they sing and put some Yoruba. Even if I don't understand the meaning of the Yorubas they speak in that music, but I just get the reading.
All right. If you like that
The
sort of stuff, I can recommend a track to you. It's called Wo by a guy called Olamide. So
oh yeah,
if you watch the video of it, it's quite impressive. Uh,
yes, I will.
but let me take you to a space that Nigerians are not doing well. So 243 soldiers retire from the military for reasons that they're just not getting the support. The morale is low, their wages not being paid, no support for their family, and crucially, at the war front, they're just being sacrificed as lamb to slaughter to the insurgents. So, in a country that is already significantly criminally underpoliced, the security forces personnel are resigning. What says you, Saki?
Yeah, yeah. It's not just that we are under policed. We are losing the ones we have, and at the same time, there is nobody that wants to. Even if Nigerian military advertises to them that they want to recruit, just as opposed to what we used to have in the past, where people scramble for spaces to get into the military and serve Nigeria. Right now, if they advertise that they want to recruit, people will be afraid. Nobody wants to have his brother or sister or son or child, try to go into this very space, given the way the Nigerian government has handled the military officers. They are underpaid, they are not equipped, their morale is not boosted, they are exposing their life to life threatening experiences,
Well, how do you
So,
think the police and the soldiers in the trenches would feel when they are reading the headlines that $1 million in euros and foreign currencies and exotic cars are discovered in the premises of Burutai?
of course,
How do you think they feel at the war front when they read those headlines?
it's a feeling of mass. They will consider it as injustice. They will feel so bad. They will not be disposed to. They will not have an incentive to risk their life to save the country. They will not have that very incentive. And then don't be surprised. You might hear a lot of stories of how they are maltreated by superior officers. Especially the junior officers. Some of them will even complain that I don't know whether it is fit to say this kind of thing here, but you might be surprised that some of them might even complain that they are maltreated to the extent that some of the superior officers may want to even take their wife from them, all those kind of
Mm.
stories. So the Nigerian military it rewards very few and astonishes a what do we call it? And astonishes a highly underprivileged class among them. So to me, those people that tender their letter of resignation, they have moral grounds to do that. You cannot be working for trying to sacrifice your life for a system that doesn't want to give you even the minimum level of subsistence.
Oh,
So
oh, oh,
that's my contribution there.
all right, brilliant. Thank you, Saki, for that. So, Saki, for time, let's go on to Baba Kure, who hopefully still with us. Baba,
Baba Grace seems to be scarce these days on this platform. What happened?
Yes, it comes in and out, but I think it takes so long to get to him. It gets distracted and goes on to something else. But I think we have him today. So Baba Kure, so your fan club have been noticing your absence. You see, it's like a Nigerian soldier, isn't it? Absence, going
Yes.
AWOL. He's gone AWOL.
Obedient asking for obedient.
Look at this. Look at that. I think
Obedient family.
I think we are too disobedient for Peter
Obedient
for
asking.
Baba Kure's new politics.
Obedient family. They
Don't
love each
worry.
other. Obedient family.
Don't worry about that. We just want Nigeria back. At least we can get it for the meantime. If we want to restructure the place or we want to dismantle the place, at least we should get it back from these greedy individuals. So that is why.
All right, brilliant. So Baba, could I straight to it and the revocation of these licenses. So somewhat of a debate we're having here with two quite opposing stances. Some people feeling it's political, but others saying that it's quite just that these people are to be made to pay. But what are you making of it then, Raymond Dokpesi and Ben Bruce?
Okay, all right. Thank you, woman. And actually, I didn't follow. I was not here when you read that out because I just went out and I came back. But there's something that I really picked out of what other contributors have said. Now, I made to understand that this man has been operating without pay licensing fee or pay taxes or something for over 7 years, right?
Yes.
So why is it now? Because that is why now we are saying that that is why people are saying that it's politically motivated. They just notice, because it is very surprising when somebody is operating a company for 7 years and he didn't renew his license or maybe he didn't pay tax. So technically it's telling us that something is wrong somewhere. So you can see how government losing money. So if I want to be neutral because I don't really follow the discussion from day one, but that one caught my attention. If somebody is operating for 7 years, never paying tax, never renew his certificate or whatever, so this is how government lose money. And it is showing to us that some people are not doing their job. So that is my take on that. So we can say that it is politically motivated because if it is now they are detecting that something is not right. So it is just that maybe he is not following the suit of his of some political wing. That is why they revoke it, because I don't see any reason why somebody is operating without license for good 7 years and they are just detecting it right now.
All right, brilliant. Number back already 243 Nigerian soldiers who have actually handed in a letter of resignation, citing poor morale, poor pay, etc. In a place that we're saying that the country is significantly by 1 million under secured. The little that we have, they are resigning because their salaries are not being paid and they are not giving them guns.
Well, you see, when I hear something like this, I personally, I really thank God anyway, because it is one of the things that I was really interested in when I was back in Nigeria. I applied to Navy, I applied to Army, but I was unlucky. I didn't know anybody, so I don't know big man who can just say, okay, this is my boy, just take him in. So, and you can see this, you can see that if 200 soldiers or over 200 submitted their resignation letter, it is showing that that country is it is doomed already, but it's involved in more deep trouble. Because like me, I can tell you honestly, woman, I cannot, no matter there may be no job in Nigeria, I will never allow any of my siblings to apply for police force or military. I would rather try to raise money for them to go and do farming rather than go and join police force or join military in Nigeria of today. So it is very barbaric where we need people and where they need people to fight this insurgency and insecurity in Nigeria. Why some people why some officers are resigning, and they are right, because nobody who can be receiving $100 is 100, even less than $100 in the month, and you want him to fight, and that $100 cannot even buy a bag of rice. You can imagine a military officer who has maybe, they always have a lot of kids, who has maybe like six kids. So what is 54,000 going to do for them? And no insurance. Why somebody just sit in the AC and have maybe a certain car, even bulletproof cars imported from abroad, and they have it in their home, and they have millions of dollars in their wardrobe. Why those people who are fighting for Nigeria, they are paying them 54,000 naira per month? Is that money that they want? So they have.
Is that they pay 54,000 naira?
Some people are making that 54,000, 50-something thousand. I have one of my brother-in-law. He joined as a recruit. I think he's making like $60,000. 60,000 naira per month. You can check it out anyway. But that was what I heard. You can check it out.
That sounds right. It sounds right.
So you can imagine somebody who wants to go and die for his country, and they are paying not less than $100 in a month, and that money is not even enough to feed his family, even himself. 54,000 cannot do anything, because when you buy a bag of rice, now, if this foreign rice is 42,000 or 40-something thousand, so then you get change back, which you used to buy a little tomato that will serve you for 5 days. Then you want to kill yourself because of that. They rather go to farm and do farming in their backyard. To me, I would prefer that rather than die. Why you want to die? Some people are just looting the money and just taking the money to abroad and enjoy themselves. So they have rights to do so. I will never encourage my family to join military. And this is the reason, on this platform, few months back, we discussed about how Northerners are joining military and they are joining police force. If you remember at that time, we did mention this. This is one of the reasons why people don't want to join it, except those who want to die, premature death. So it is even better to go and do farming than to join military, because there is no money in that. So that is my take on that, one man.
All right, brilliant, Baba Akure. So, Baba Akure, let me take you to the space then. The experience of the Nigerian person abroad, we've all had experiences with the consular service, but especially when these people have been deported from Dubai. So there's a mass deportation of Nigerians from Dubai for reasons that we all know. But now, for them to even get out of Dubai presents a problem now. Some of them don't have the proper documentation. And actually, listen to this girl. She tells it better. It's just a 1 minute clip.
Nigerians in diaspora, especially those in the UAE, do we still have embassy in this country? Do we still have ambassador in this country? Because I don't understand what is happening. When there are issues that are very important that our embassy or our ambassador needs to show face, needs to react, we know they see their reaction. We know they see their face. Where they supposed to show body, they know they. The man still there alive, but we know. Right now, as they talk to una, are they vexed because people where don't go for this mass deportation where they happen. Those of them where they are away camp right now, people will get their passport for hand. Immigration don't give them pass. Now they wait for when flights go come, make them move. But for those of them where no get passport, they are waiting for embassy to go and give them temporary permit to exit. Where is embassy? Even go show face for them. They know say yes, their people. Then they know about the situation. They know the only country where don't go show face for their people now only.
So there it is, Baba Akure. They are deporting people. Some of them don't have documentations. So all they need is a temporary pass to allow exit from Dubai. But
sorry, one more.
Yeah.
The mass deportation, is it only Nigerians?
I don't think so, because at the tail end, the girl was about to say some countries were taking care of their people better. But the Nigerian experience, always unique and peculiar. So they are not, even to present them with a temporary pass to leave Dubai, not only are they not presenting it, you heard that girl even say that the ambassador to Dubai, he has not even shown his presence to show that there's a representative of the Nigerian person in that country, and to ensure that they are treated somewhat reasonably. So this is the experience of the Nigerian person. What is the job of the ambassador is the question.
Well, thank you very much, one man. I have listened to other contributors, and in my own take, regardless of particularly to Kulata or whatever. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that anyway. So
Kulata is on a special diet, so don't say too much. He's on a special diet, but carry on.
So whichever the way, they are Nigerians. So they need to provide consular service for them. It doesn't really matter the type of crime they've committed. They are Nigerians. So they deserve to have consular service. Now, who is paying for that repatriation? Supposed to be on the United Arab Emirates. It is not Nigeria. So if United Arab Emirates feel that, okay, they cannot pay, then individual who travel to Dubai have to pay their ticket back to Nigeria. That is it. That is my take on that. However, I think the only place where only point where I agree with Kulata is that Nigerians, when you know how the Nigeria you left, when you left Nigeria, you going to abroad to seek for greener pasture. You want to better your life because things are not working. No electricity, no good road, nothing. But you get to a place now, you have all that opportunity. There's 24 light electricity. Once you pay your bill, nobody is going to cut your electricity. You pay your water bill. You are doing your legitimate job. Nobody is going to trouble you. But now you get to abroad, and the mentality of that you have that in Nigeria, you still bring it to abroad. Even in this small community that I have, we have a lot of Nigerians here that they want to behave the same way. Like somebody some company sponsor you in now, and then you're supposed to work there for them for 2 years, and because you get that now, before you get your permanent residence now, you just left, and you say, oh well, you've already got what you're supposed to get. And I always say to them, we came here before, nobody know that, okay, some Nigerians are here. So you guys came now, you want to spoil the show. Because now if anybody has opportunity to bring his own family, okay, maybe the company can sponsor them, then you spoil all that for them. So it is what is going on. I think, to me, it doesn't really matter either we change government over government. I think Nigeria we really need a very strong law in Nigeria that we hold everybody accountable. It doesn't really matter where you're from, either from northern part of Nigeria or from eastern part or from western part. That we hold everybody accountable, because as a matter of fact, if you look at late 70s, 80s, Nigeria is not as bad as this. But when the government is doing anyhow, nobody is holding anybody responsible, then everybody gone wild. But that doesn't mean that we still don't have a lot of Nigerians who are doing a legitimate job, who are behaving themselves wherever they were in their host country. But I think that is what is causing all this and all over. Everybody want to make quick money. Everybody want to do this. Even in Canada here, we saw a lot. I mean, there's a lot of information. A lot of Nigerians that will steal somebody's vehicle. They will take it from their garage, from the parking lot, and ship it to Nigeria. There was an incident that happened about 3 months ago. They took a Toyota, brand new Toyota, where somebody parked it. They ship it to Nigeria. Though I know some people are blaming Canadian immigration or customs that, oh, they're supposed to have do this. Why did you even steal somebody's vehicle initially without even paying for it? In parking lot, you took the vehicle because it is pushing button. You draw the vehicle away and you ship it to Nigeria, and they found the vehicle in Lagos, and the person could not believe. So these are the things that is happening. When you have opportunity to come to a place, you get all the legitimate documents, you have enough place to work. You can
why are we the way we are, Baba Akure? Because nobody else is the way. Why are we the way we are?
That is what I just said it earlier, one man. Because the country is spoiled. Then, due to the fact that everybody want to make quick money, and nobody is holding anybody responsible in Nigeria, accountable in Nigeria. So when some people that they don't have decorum, that they want to make money very fast. They cannot go from step to step, step to step, step to step. They don't want to do that. They just want to start from the top. So that is what is causing the problem. When Nigeria gets itself together and start holding people accountable, then every citizen will follow suit. I'm not going to say that they will still have one or two persons that will be doing all this, but it's not going to be rampant like what we are seeing right now. Because anywhere you go, you'll find the same thing. Anywhere you go, they might not be committing issue of using cutlass to fight themselves like the way they did in Dubai. But some people are just stealing people's vehicle, stealing people's card. There's a particular guy right now that we are still
credit card.
Yeah, there's a particular guy right now that we still have a case in the court right now. That was the reason why I went out. The same Nigeria that you think you want to trust with money, that is currently homing out over $20-something thousand. That is Nigeria that you think that you trust. Oh, okay, I'm going to buy this thing from you. I'm going to buy this thing from you. So then you do this for me. That's the same Nigeria. And these are the people that are supposed to have a legitimate job, doing what they're supposed to do. But they are not going to do that. Some people just come and they want to establish business, and that very day they don't want to see and they don't want to study. Then when everything gone bad now, they will find way to dupe one another, which is what we are going through right now, that we have the case in the court. So it is not only in Dubai, it is all over. It is all over.
I have an in-law. He will never interact with a Nigerian, because let's say, for instance, you have a job to do and you need a handyman. It will never ever go with the Nigerian. And he has even now extended it to a black person. It's just the experience with the Nigerian.
Exactly.
Unreliable, looking to cheat you,
One man, let me just gist you one thing. We can call it healthcare department in this community, right? They said to my wife, because my wife is a nurse in that healthcare department. They say in front of my wife that they prefer to go to Philippines and bring people in. Do you hear me? They said they prefer to go and bring people from Philippines. And woman, there was a day 2 days ago I was going out. I got to a place. I saw about 15 Filipino. That is just one bash. So because they believe, they were even telling my wife that because these people, when you tell them, okay, when you bring them in, you sponsor them, you bring them in to come and work for you, they will try to do that. Even if they get another job, they will still try to keep into that contract, but not Nigeria. I have seen 4 Nigerians in this community that a company brought here. You can imagine when you're doing 50,000 job, 50,000 naira job back in Nigeria, or you don't even have any, and the company say, okay, well, we are going to sponsor you to come and work for us. It doesn't really matter, maybe as a cook or as a baker, and they bring you in. Even not even just ordinary visa. They bring you in as a permanent resident. Are you getting what I'm saying, one man? They bring you in as a permanent resident, not even ordinary visa. You are going to permanent. They are going to file for your permanent resident. They do it one time before you left Nigeria, and you came here, and you say, "Oh well, you worked for them for like 6 months. Oh, no, their pay is too small. I cannot continue with that." And we giving them advice. This is how they do things. Even if you want to leave a company, you can still be working with them part-time, because these are the people who sponsor you. You can still be working with them as part-time worker. Then you can get a full-time job, which might be paying you maybe $20 per hour or whatever. This company that brought you in might be paying you $15. Stick with them. So that will build your integrity. They don't listen to that advice. You get what I'm saying? So what are we talking? What are you talking? In fact, it is only God that will make Nigeria better. That is my take on that, one man. Because if we want to continue talking about this, I can be sharing a lot of experience of what is going on here, what Nigeria has done in this even small community.
All right. And are they holding you responsible? You being the senior Nigerian. Are the Canadians pointing at you that, look, why are your people like this? Are they pointing at you?
One man, I am not from Nigeria.
Yes.
I was only born in Nigeria, but I came from Antigua.
Antigua, this is it.
Yes. At my wife's workplace,
that's your story there.
at my workplace, at my wife's workplace, they don't even know where she was born. They only know that she's from Antigua. Unless if they want to pinpoint, where were you born? Then she will say, okay, I was born in Nigeria. So nobody is holding me responsible. It's just that you see when you try, you strive in the community, and the community, you are well known in your community, and you see somebody, it doesn't really matter if either you are from Jamaica. Once you are black, you are black. Even if you are from Togo, once you are black, you are black. They just group everybody. They don't know where you're from. They don't want to know about that. That's black people, that black man. So that is why I'm trying to correct a lot of people here, but it is good if they listen. So what is going on in United Arab Emirates is not met only to that place. It's happened all over. All over.
It is very sad. I think we cannot recount storylines like that, because I said there once upon a time, and I think Alexander Gomez was actually calling me names when I said it. I said, if a Nigerian comes in, a new Nigerian comes into the UK or something, I try not to associate with them for about 12 to 24 months.
To study them.
Yeah, just for them to get rid of the Nigerian something from their body and civilize themselves. And when I'm saying civilize themselves, to get accustomed to way, because yes, there's what particular way in the head that Nigerians are. Just loud, brash, just urgent and unnecessary.
One man, you are not lying about that, because like me here, any Nigerian that comes here, I will try to visit them to tell them what they need to do and how they can get around. They might come, they might bring them to me, and I will show them, okay, this is what you have to do, this is what you have to do, this is what you cannot do here. We show them that way, but some still bring the mentality of Nigeria of greediness.
Yes.
So now I want to bring an example to you, because they are not really integrated into the system. You have a family that is struggling, because that is how this place stays. If they believe that you have enough, they are not going to give you what they're supposed to give you to somebody who's struggling. So now, because you bring some grocery, you bought the grocery with your own money, you come and give it to a woman who happens to have 2 children, and she is struggling and she's going to school. And our friend who happens to be from Nigeria, to a woman, she is a single person, she is relatively okay. Because you give somebody something, you buy grocery, you give it to that person. Now she was expecting you to do the same thing. Then I said, no, that's not how it works. You deal with situation. You see who is struggling. Then you deal with it. Not that you have enough. And you want somebody to still go and buy you grocery and give it to you. I say it doesn't work like that here. We deal with those who are struggling. You have enough. It's not like Nigeria, where somebody who like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who had enough and still want to go and be president of Nigeria. That is not how this place works. You deal with those who are in need, not those who already have enough. You see, some of them make me as an enemy.
Yes, I can imagine that you will have a lot of enemies there, because you are a man of principles, and a man of principles always accumulates enemies. But thank you, Baba Akure. So thank you, Baba Akure. 4 times, let's round off here. Well past the 2-hour mark. But then, of course, all the star names that you're used to, they've presented. Only missing Ovie. Of course, Ovie did try to come on, but we were already. I had to say to him that we will round off. But all the star names, Baba Akure, of course, Ajan Lekoko, of course, Sake Fada, and World Peace. So that has been it. And the ever controversial Kulata, of course, presented himself as well. So join us later in the evening when all the star names will reappear, and they'll be joined by even more bigger and wider voices. So the conversation never stops. So stick with us. So I'll leave it there. Carry conversation with you in comment section. But here I say peace. Thank you, everybody.